And the judge said to me, "You're a menace to society. You belong in prison." And it was my first case, and my first case as an adult. 'Cause I thought I'd go home. And I remember sitting there, and in my head, because it was in slow motion, in my head, I was saying, "But Judge, you don't understand. Like, I'm from East Dallas. You got to be tough. You got to be the survival of the fittest. Like, that's not who I am. It's just the armor that I put on to protect the little kid in me." And those words never came out of my mouth. As I turned around and looked at my mother, and I seen the disappointment in her face because I'm her oldest child, and she had a look of I failed. I never forget that look. And as
Mm.
they led me back to the holding cell, it's like my life was splashed before me. Like here I am. All my life I wanted to dodge going to prison because my father went to prison, and I knew the implication and the impact that it had on my life. May 7th, May 7th, my daughter was born, my first daughter. I was a father, and I had made a promise that I would never leave her like my father left me. And May 21st, I was being sentenced to prison. So you can imagine what my thoughts were as I was being led back to the holding cell.
It's
I
like
felt like
exactly what you promised to yourself wouldn't happen.
I felt like I failed. I felt like I struck out in the game of life, and I was wondering to myself. And I became very introspective in that moment. That's what I can say. When I got sentenced, I became very introspective. I started looking within to say, how this happened. I wanted to know, like, how did I go from an A on the road talent gifted student who loved education, who had morals and values, to a judge saying I was a menace to society? And I wanted the answer to that question. And so as they led me back to the holdover, amongst shock, amongst fear, amongst uncertainty, I wanted to know, like, how did this happen? How did I get to this point? How did my life get so far out of hand that, that I've been called a menace to society, and I'm on my way to prison, leaving my precious daughter behind. I went into prison with that on my mind. That was uh, occupying my mind.